200 years ago this month, halfway around the world, a cataclysmic, non-weather-related natural disaster set into motion profound global changes in weather and climate that were felt for years, even here in Pennsylvania. In April 1815, 2 months before the infamous Battle of Waterloo in Belgium, an obscure volcano in Indonesia named Tambora exploded in what's believed to be the most violent eruption ever witnessed by humans. The sound heard 1,200 miles away, an eruption that volcanologists describe as supercolossal, estimated to have blown more than 40 cubic miles of dust, gas, and rock into the atmosphere, enough to cover all of Pennsylvania in 4 feet of debris, or the entire lower 48 states in about an inch. But much of the material was ejected so high into the atmosphere, as much as 25 miles up, that it spread around the globe in a matter of months, some reacting with water to form highly reflective aerosol particles, reducing the amount of sunlight reaching the Earth's surface and cooling global climate by a degree or 2 on average. Significant impacts were felt in Europe and the eastern U.S. by the middle of 1816, which became known as the year without a summer. In Western Europe, temperatures that summer were 3 to 5 degrees below average. The anomalous chill centered in France, resulting in devastating crop losses. In nearby Switzerland, an 18-year-old aspiring writer named Mary Godwin, later known as Mary Shelley, was visiting the famed poet Lord Byron on the shores of Lake Geneva. The unusual chill kept them indoors much of the time, reading and writing ghost stories. And from that summer experience, Mary Shelley wrote Frankenstein, arguably the most famous monster tale of all time, a creature forever associated with gloomy and stormy weather. Closer to home, we have written accounts about the weather in Pennsylvania that summer. A letter from Erie noted that the season has been frosty for weeks, that there would be no crops, and that until lately, Lake Erie was not navigable because of the ice. From the Niles Weekly Register, a popular magazine of the time, we have that snow had reached the neighborhood of Pittsburgh in June. And from Downingtown, Chester County, we hear of severe frosts on 2 June mornings that killed the beans and destroyed whole fields of corn. Later in the summer, longtime weather observer Charles Pierce near Philadelphia wrote in his diary regarding August 1816, "This poor month entered upon its duties so perfectly chilled as to be unable to raise one warm foggy morning or cheerful sunny day. It commenced with a cold northeast rainstorm, and when it cleared, the atmosphere was so chilled as to produce ice in many places." Newspapers received from England said, "It will ever be remembered by the present generation that the year 1816 was a year in which there was no summer." Any forecasts for the summer of 2015 are largely guesswork at this point, but I promise you that's not the case with Fred's extended forecast next.